I'm a real player, you can put me on the roster. All about my cheese, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby 9 take a mind on the roster. They a hater up, might as well not be fire like a chopper, burn like a predator, screens in the rain, predicting like the weather. Third rim a cup, can't go without my medicine. Flow so fresh, like a big bag of peppers. Where is the letter? All these on these suckers. You know the money talk, you can ask Chris Tucker. I'm a country boy.
Welcome to Side Action, episode 25 of season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action podcast. Don't forget about TikTok. Don't even think about forgetting. But we are here. We are live.
We made it.
It is Super Bowl week.
Woo!
It's the only time of the year we can bet on Gatorade, which is my favorite.
We got to change that. You got to be betting on it at any chance.
Yeah, literally. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So what's going on, Wegsy?
What have you been up to? You've been traveling. You've been doing a lot of stuff, or you're gonna travel.
Man.
What's happening?
Yeah. Bowling has taken the turn for the worst. I suck again.
Oh. Okay.
I went to Wisconsin the last couple days for work.
Oh.
Yeah, met with some potential customers that unfortunately may have been a waste of my time, which is neither here nor there.
Did you get a nice cheese castle on the way back? Did you get a little something, a little New Glarus brewery or something?
I did have a spotted cow at dinner last night. Yeah, so that is. I totally forgot too until I sat down and I ordered a water and I looked at tap and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm in Wisconsin. They have spotted cow. Right. So yeah, I had that. And other than that, nothing too crazy. Just working, gymming, and just trying to survive.
There you go.
There it is.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. I didn't do much Friday as I've been, dry Januarying into February.
Nice. Wow, look at you.
I'm so slim and it's so funny. When I lose weight, apparently it goes down to my chest. My stomach stays about the same. So hey, that's great. But anyway, I played a little volleyball Saturday, went out with I think you know Patrick. You know Patrick, my buddy. Maybe you don't.
I think
he's a Ridgeway friend. He's a good guy. And then it kind of got roped into an Edmond night. Edmond was in town he's only in town for 1 week for the next 2 months or something. So we went to a place called Lemon. Lemon's in West Town. It's got a nice little live music venue and great cocktails. They also have good mocktails for me that night. And Edmund had a couple friends come out. This place called the Pearl Club afterwards. Again, great places to go when you're drinking. They have great actual alcohol. Pearl Club had spiritless spirits. So they had a tequila that didn't have alcohol in it. So I had basically a spirit-free margarita. Actually pretty good. And then I decided to break the Rivers fast and go to Rivers on Sunday afternoon. And you know what happened. Jimmy hit all the numbers, baby. Just nothing changed. All of a sudden, 30 days off. Let me just get up here. I didn't even get a single point, Dalton. It's impossible to do that. And I threw an 8. It wasn't a 10 or a 4. First throw 8. Okay, you think you're going to hit that again? No way. Let me just hit every single number but the 8. But hey, plus 850, 860, whatever. It was pretty good.
Hell yeah. Attaboy. It was gone. Yeah, back like you never left,
Yeah. You again. You again. We thought we got rid of you. I'm like, no, you didn't. Here we go.
Staying hot, baby. That's what we like to hear.
That's right. So let's jump right into it. It looks like you don't have any, but maybe off the top.
I do.
Maybe in the shed to put in there.
Well, the shed is it's looking a little dry this week, but I do have a couple. First, we'll go with Penguins defenseman Caleb Jones. I don't know if you saw this or not, but he got suspended for 20 games for PEDs. Yeah, that's tough. Without pay, I don't know. that's 20 games is a quarter of the season. Yeah, that's good. I'd have to look up the figures. But yeah, 20 games. See you later. And then the other one, I do have a good club dub, but as far as the shed, I feel like it's been a light week. I mean, you could throw the Bulls in there. I feel like the Bulls belong in the shed. The whole AK situation. They have 10 guards on the roster right now, Wegsy.
What are they doing?
Literally nobody over 6'8" is listed, and then they literally have 10 point guards on the roster. I don't know what's happening. They have 14 second-round picks for I don't know how many years coming up. It's just it doesn't make any sense. This rebuild has been like they're doing the rebuild, but it's 2.5 years too late. It's the worst managerial like front office in Chicago, like by far. Like you could say the Sky, you could say the White Sox, but by far
tough to edge out the White Sox. But
it's the Bulls by a mile. In my opinion, they're the worst front office.
You gotta feel like they in my one of my shed people are the Bucks, but you kind of wonder if they were trying to clear all that stuff and do all these multiple trades to get Giannis in the door. So maybe they're going to send some guards to the Bucks or something.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I was going to get him. It was going to be Minnesota.
Yeah, but I'm putting the Bucks in the shed. I mean, at some point, I understand you want to get max value. Giannis is a great basketball player, but at some point you're going to lose. He's just going to walk out the door or something. You're going to get pennies on the dollar. Get him at his peak. I mean, he's probably just past his peak now. So they didn't do anything. It was so funny because I was hearing all the guys all week, we're on that other network, and there's, obviously I've muted that chat. I hope they're listening. I've muted your chat, people. Like, it's just too much going on about the NBA picks. But I'm like, hey, I would bet on him not going anywhere. It was like plus 1,000 for him to not go anywhere. And guess what?
Yeah, he didn't go anywhere. Yeah. I'm with you. I didn't think he was ever going to go anywhere because no one was going to offer what the Bucks would be asking for.
Yeah, lion's share or whatever they want.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it, a huge offer.
And
so
they've created their own mess,
Yeah. The other one kind of foreshadowing is that Kid Rock and the MAGA crowd, like having the separate halftime show because we don't sing in Spanish.
That's crazy.
We're Kid Rock. I'm like, first of all, Bad Bunny's American. Let's leave it out there. Puerto Rico's part of the United States. I don't know if you checked that, but whatever.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that speak Spanish in this country, and he has great music. Secondly, in 2020, and I understand that was a different. Well, I guess it was technically after the administration. I don't know. I'd have to check the data tapes here, but Shakira performed at the goddamn Super Bowl.
Literally.
Like, he performed with her. Like, it's not like he's never been on stage. He just won a huge Grammy. The guy's got skills. Let him be. Come on, people. Let's unify. Let's not divide each other.
And he just won a Grammy.
I know.
Yeah, he just won album of the year. So
the guy's good.
Yeah.
If you don't know Bad Bunny's songs, I was actually playing through the songs. We'll talk about them later. Which could be the first song? I've heard almost all these. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him too. Oh yeah, that one. I've heard that one too. You're like, these are songs you've probably heard. Whatever. Commercials or something. So
right. Yeah. No. He's Freddie Freeman has a Bad Bunny walk-up song every year for like the last 4 or 5 years, and apparently his son is the one that picks his walk-up song. So, I mean, come on, the little kids love Bad Bunny. I mean, what are we talking about? It's crazy. And it's only for like 15 minutes. Like, I don't know about you. I don't look forward to like the halftime show is meaningless to me. Like, what my halftime show at Super Bowl is going to the snacks. Like that's when I get up and I get the spread. I go take a dump.
Go to the bathroom. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I feel like the halftime show is more for like maybe the women or just the people that are not interested in the the game. Maybe they're there for the commercials and X, Y, and Z.
It's for the wags. We know that. I get it. It's okay. Like I've had many people go as soon as the halftime show is over, they'll leave the party or the game's going on. Oh yeah, you don't care. You just want to see that in some of the commercials. So
that's
all right. Well, who you got in Club Dub?
Well, first club dub, I have Myles Garrett. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but he is the second player in NFL history to win the Defensive Player of the Year unanimously. He got that tonight. NFL Awards is going on as we're recording this. So J.J. Watt was the other one to do it, and that was back in 2014, the only other time that unanimous Defensive Player of the Year had happened. And then the other club dub I had, this is crazy. I know you're not a big hockey guy, but it's Quinn Hughes. It's Quinnesota, if you will. So get this out, okay? So he already has the record for the fewest games to reach 200 assists at 263, okay? Now here's the kicker. He has now tied Ryan Suter for the most 3+ assist game for the Minnesota Wild. Ryan Suter played 656 games for the Minnesota Wild to set this record. Quinn Hughes has played 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he is already arguably the greatest defenseman to play for the Minnesota Wild. He got traded earlier this year from Vancouver to Minnesota. If you don't follow hockey at all, the Central Division right now is just an absolute bloodbath. We could throw the NHL playoff format in the shed. That could have been one if we wanted to, but yeah, really good. Quinn Hughes, hockey is coming. Olympic hockey starts next week, so that's pretty sick. He's going to be, he's an American. He's going to be on the team, and hopefully the Americans can win gold for the first time since the Miracle in 1980. That's what we're looking at.
My gosh, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I believe in miracles. Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah, I think if this team wins a gold medal, though, it wouldn't be a miracle. It would just be like, okay, finally, they're out to win a gold. Like, it's kind of gold or bust. That's kind of my hot take, is that the way they constructed this team, they left some good scorers at home.
Right.
The two American top scorers in the last year and a half are Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson, and neither one of them are on this roster. So I think USA is building this team in a specific way, and I think if it backfires, I think there's going to be a lot of changes come next Olympic program.
The question is, I want to know if they're on the ice and they make them skate back and forth, and they're like, "Who do you play for?" Are they going to go USA? Are they going to play their teams?
Oh man, yeah, love a good post game or a good locker speech too. Yeah. Intermission. There we go.
Well, you mentioned Hall of Fame. I'm not watching it, but it kind of leaked out that Roger Craig is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm putting him in. And I'm going to say, as a Bears fan, I hated the 49ers. I totally couldn't stand them. But one of the reasons was because they were so damn good, and they used the West Coast offense. He was kind of the prototype running back that you have in the NFL today. He can do everything, run the ball, catch the ball. He had tons of touches every game. Had that, plus he, if Ridgeway's listening, she'll know. He had that knee style that Jimmy Wegs runs with. I read that high knee style, just like Roger Craig,
Right.
You probably shouldn't have run so high knee. When you get slower, you're not getting much ground. But Roger Craig, get on in there. You had a great flat top back in the day too. So
hell yeah,
in there. And then
he's probably looking forward to the Kid Rock concert.
A guard, Kansas guard, Darren Peterson. We talked about him a little bit last week, how he's one of those freshmen that's kind of going off. He's really hasn't played that much this year. He's actually missed a lot of games. They're kind of treating him with kid gloves. Like last weekend, he didn't actually play the full game. He, when he was playing against, who was that? I can't remember now. But when they were playing that game, they basically only played him in the first half. It was against BYU.
I was gonna say BYU, I thought, yeah.
Yeah. And then in this game, he didn't shoot. He didn't make any shots in the second half, but they trust this kid with their lives. Inside of like a minute and a half, he hit the game-tying three and the go-ahead three. So the guy's got the cojones to take the big shot in the last second. And I'm not saying I'm going to pick him because I'm not a big Bill Self guy, even though he looks a lot like our guy Primetime Murphy. I mean, if he colored his hair a certain way, you could beat Bill Self in a second. But they might be challengers for the title this year. But Darren Peterson, you're probably underage, but you can go in there. We'll have some mocktails for you in there.
I'm looking up a picture of Bill. Oh wow, okay, I kind of see it. I do kind of see it a little bit.
It's
also, this
like Jimmy Fallon and Bill Self, if they kind of had a child, that's Art Murphy, more or less.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
You can put AI on this one.
Yeah, I'll build it. Maybe I'll make a collage and be like, which one is which. Also, we do have breaking news. Mike Vrabel has officially been named AP Coach of the Year.
Not surprising. Yes.
So,
I mean,
I don't know. That's a little surprising, honestly.
I thought, look, Ben Johnson probably should have gotten it. In reality, Kyle Shanahan had an amazing year as a coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would almost lean more towards Shanahan with everything they've dealt with.
It's Vrabel. I mean, this year. It's like not predictable. There's only a couple that might. Yeah. Be in the balance.
I feel like D'Amico Ryan got a little slept on too. Like how good Houston, especially with start 0-3, and then they rattle off 12 straight or 13 in a row, whatever it was.
They had a backup quarterback for 4 of those games. He went 4-0.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, let's talk the Super Bowl first. It's the Super Bowl extravaganza. We talked preliminarily last week. The thing is, the line that nothing moved, which is really kind of weird. It's like solidified. Seattle -4.5, total of 45.5. This game's at 5:30 Central on Sunday. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really come off my position here. I wrote the article. Wegs Pool put it up yesterday, I think. And so it's like, I still would take the points to New England. I'm hoping it's a better number than 4.5. Not that 4.5 is a bad number. Get up to 5, 5.5. Get that public money. Everywhere I'm seeing, it's Seattle, 70% of the bets and the money. So maybe it's just lower limit people that are betting. At some point, some money is going to come in and move this line. But yeah, I don't love New England to win the game. I just think that for me, I don't know. I know that May might be a little dinged up. I know that Seattle's a better football team, but Sam Darnold's probably going to throw a pick. I mean, it's just going to be a tough game.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think to me the telling in this game is going like where this game is going to be won and lost is can New England's offensive line block Seattle's defensive line long enough that Drake May does not have to run for his life or get sacked 6, 7, 8 times, whatever it's going to be. So I think that's where the game is going to be won or lost, in my opinion.
I wrote this in the article. He was sacked 47 times this year. That's a lot, for an MVP candidate quarterback. I mean, he holds the ball a long time, and if they can rush with 4, I agree with you. That's going to be a long day for Drake May. If he can get make them blitz a little bit because he's very good against the blitz. Hey, look at you. Well, I mean, also I like the under. I don't know about you on the total, but I like the under in this game.
Yeah. I like the under. I like the points. I think this is going to be a close game. I think I said this last week on this podcast, but I think the biggest advantage that either team has going in is that New England is literally being told they have no shot to win this game, and I think that narrative is still living nice and hearty, nice and well.
When every person is picking Seattle, and I mean every person,
everybody,
the podcasts I've been on, the podcasts I've listened to, ESPN, who's taking New England besides Robert Kraft? I mean, that's bad. That's really bad. Vegas will need the Patriots now. You know what I mean? And that's usually comes through, at least for the points.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing New England loves more than being disrespected. And then Robert Kraft I should have put him in the shed, honestly, because he got left off the ballot for the Hall of Fame as well. So I think to throw gas on the fire, exactly. It feels like the band is back. It feels like the early Patriots are here again. The mid 2000s is happening all over again.
Sure.
And I'm with you. I don't know if I'm willing to bet the money line, but I would definitely take the points.
Yeah, the money line gets a little muted. It's one of these things that I guess we'll give you some tips with betting. If you do like the dog, I get it. Plus 194 seems like a good number, but it probably should be higher if you're a 4.5 point dog. It's just because the books know that people bet the money line, right? Especially, public bettors like, oh, let's take this plus money thing. So they're not giving you the best of the number. So maybe if you do like Seattle scores a touchdown early, get the live line. Which is usually helpful, or live money line. Let's talk about some props, Dalton. You mentioned May, obviously, if they're going to protect him or not. We'll start at the top of the QBs. The numbers, I'm a little surprised. Like May's passing yardage number is only 213.5, and both Darnold and May are at 19.5 completions for the game. Darnold's at 229.5, so a little bit more, but they're kind of considered to be the favorite, so maybe he won't pass that much. I thought this a little low for May. I mean, especially if they're trailing, they're just going to figure that he's not going to put up the ball much.
Yeah, I mean, he on the season too, he's thrown for 4,394 yards. Even if you just take the average of that, I mean, to your point, the game script is going to probably dictate him throwing the ball quite a bit. Because again, this Seattle defense is really good. I just don't see them all of a sudden not being able to stop the run. I feel like if they could. I think the Rams and Seahawks were probably, the Super Bowl, quote unquote, or the two best teams in the league all year. So I have a hard time seeing this Patriots team all of a sudden moving the line of scrimmage. They've been mediocre at best. I mean, honestly, the best part of the Patriots this postseason has been their defense. Like their success rate against the run, they're 33%, I think, on defense for success rate in the run. I cannot remember who was first in the NFL in the regular season, but they were at 36%. Mm-hmm. So they're better than the top team was this year against the run in the 3 games they've played in the playoffs. So
if you took out, I think Herbert had like 60 some yards rushing. You take him out of the mix, running backs are getting like 35 yards a game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's not getting there. and then to your point too, the defense in general, first of all, they've sacked the quarterback 12 times, I think, in 3 games, which is pretty good. That's better than their, season. And then they've forced a lot of turnovers, 8 turnovers. So
let's see.
The defense playing good.
Yeah, I mean, the defense has been literally the reason why they've given up 3 points, 16 points. So they've given up 26 points in 3 games. So that's like 8 points a game, give or take. Yeah, that's pretty salty. That's
what I'm saying. Like, it's just the values on the Patriots there. I mean, I know a lot of people love the alt lines in Seattle, and I can understand why you want that. It makes me worried. Obviously they could blow them out, and I could be wrong, and that's fine. It's no big deal. But
another prop I do like in this game is the field goals. I think you should take over 3.5 or over 4.5. I think it's one or the other. I did see on the sports book, but I think this is going to be it's going to be an easy field goal game for sure.
2 defensive coaches, they're probably more conservative. They probably will take, field goals with them. So to your point, do you like, and I haven't bet it yet, but so Kenneth Walker, you like him under? He's at 73.5 yards rushing against that Patriots offense or defense. This is what the little rule is. If you like overs in the game, you want to bet them right now, immediately, as soon as you can. After you listen to this podcast, bet your overs. Wait for your unders till close to game time, because this will probably move up as people bet overs. So Walker at 73.5. If you do like the under, like I do, I'll probably wait till Sunday to get this one. But I like it. I don't think he's going to go for 73, 75 yards.
No, I mean, for the season, he's averaged 60.4 yards per game. Right. His success rate is right around 44%, which isn't terrible, but it's hard to handicap him just because he is the horse. Like, he's going to get the ball, 20 times. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if they get a little bit of a lead too, I could very easily see him getting 20 to 25 carries. I was trying to look up to see how many carries he had against the Rams.
He didn't break 74 yards, I'll tell you that. Right.
No, it looks like he had 19 attempts. So in the playoffs, he's had 19 attempts both games. So he had 19 against the Niners and then 19 against.
But he was like 3.3 yards per carry against the Rams, and I think the Patriots front is a little better. So
that's very true. I think they're gonna him getting a week off, I think, will be helpful, but I could see him getting the ball north of that number.
Right. So what about for the Pats? You like Stevenson? He's at 49.5. His combined yard 76.5. To me, can we get a Trevion Henderson sighting? Where is this guy? He's on a milk carton. He actually led in yardage. He led the Patriots in yardage because he had some big games. He's only at 17.5 yards. I can't even find a total yardage for this guy on Rivers. I'm trying to bet him like total yards because I think he's going to get some balls out of the backfield. But do you think either of those running backs will have success?
I think if you're going to take a running back prop, I think you need to take receptions or like reception yardage, because I think it's going to be a lot of quick game. I like Hunter Henry for that reason. I think Hunter Henry is going to be a focal point for this Patriots team in this game specifically. I just think everything's going to be sped up. So you're going to have to get the ball out quick. Josh McDaniels is going to have he's had 2 weeks to figure it out and put a game plan together. This is going to be his 10th Super Bowl, I think, or his 11th, one or the other.
He's the only guy with experience in this damn game. I mean, Vrabel played in the game, but he never coached.
Right.
I mean, McDaniels has got tons of experience. You're right.
Yeah, and I think I think after the Super Bowl too, you could look at it. The Patriots have played in, I think, 20% of the Super Bowls all time. So just another amazing, crazy stat to think about.
So you like over the 3.5 receptions for Henry and his yards 41.5?
Yes. 100%. Even though he's been kind of quiet in the playoffs. I mean, he did have a touchdown, I think, against Houston, I believe. But obviously he was kind of non-existent against the Broncos. So
yeah, nobody did anything in that game.
Yeah, I think that had more to do with the weather. But yeah, I can definitely see him having a good game. And the Chargers is the game he scored against. He's only had 3 targets the last 2 games.
Well, they haven't they're not in a game state where they're trailing. So
yeah,
they threw the ball a little bit against Houston. I mean, they kind of got beat up against Houston, but last week they couldn't, or 2 weeks ago they couldn't do much.
And his yards per target is consistently in the double digits too, so that's why I like his receiving over.
Right. I think I like his 35.5 yards rushing. I've already bet it at -114. It's up to -120. So if you like that number, he's probably going to have to run a little bit, like you said, running for his life. And here's the thing about Seattle, which is weird. I mean, maybe they'll change it. They'll change everything. They usually don't spy the quarterback. So they just rush the down 4. They have fast linebackers. But May, I mean, he can get that in like 3 carries. He's going to get that, the Mahomes factor, just trying to get some yards.
Yeah.
How about, I mean, I actually like this guy more receiving or combined yardage. Hulani, the backup for Seattle, he's going to have to get some run. Like last time I was like, oh, Shaheed's going to get some run. No, they put Hulani in there. He's at 10.5 yards rushing, but 11.5 receiving. His combined is 24.5. I kind of like the combined yardage just in case he breaks one of those passes. He's going to get those dump offs. When he comes into the game, they know they're not going to run right up the middle. It's probably going to be draws or screens or something. So I like that on that deep dive.
No, that's not a bad play. I mean, if you look at just it's a very small sample size from just his whole season in general. But I mean, just dating back to the Rams, he had 4 targets. He had 3 catches for 27 yards. And his catch percentage is 75%. So that's pretty good. Yards per target is right around 7. So I think that seems like a pretty solid play, especially early. Yeah. I think you got to get it early because again, the game script is going to dictate a lot of what's going to happen. But yeah, I definitely could see him being featured early.
Now I've already bet the Kayshon Booty's. I like Booty. Nice. They all like Booty. Kayshon Booty's yards 29.5. I laddered all the way up to 50, so it's plus 230 at 50 plus currently. Look, you got to pick one of these receivers is going to get one of these long bombs. It's going to be either Booty or it's going to be Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
Hollins kind of like his longest reception. If he gets the longest reception in the game, that's plus 1,000, whereas Booty's plus 750. I kind of like that Mac Hollins plus 1,000 longest reception because he's only going to catch 1 or 2 balls, but they're going to take a shot with him at some point.
I see. I'm leaning more toward Kyle Williams as he's been more of the Patriots' deep threat this season. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen times and places, obviously, but I feel like he's kind of more of the deep threat. I think he's got a little more overall speed than Mac Hollins does. I think Mac Hollins is just a little bit bigger, if you will, maybe more physical. He's better at the point of going up and getting the ball. Yeah. So I think I would lean more toward Kyle Williams. I have no idea what that number is, to be honest. I have not looked at longest reception. Right. But I just feel like his yards per target is consistently one game it was 33. You're looking at 23. You're looking at another 22. So your yards per reception is. I mean, one game he had one catch for 72 yards against the Buccaneers. So
that's all I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the big play might come from Kyle Williams.
And then I do like Shaheed's combined yards like last time, even though his reception's only 20.5, which that's great. And he's also plus 1,000 for the longest reception. He's going to get 1 shot in this game, maybe 2. His combined yardage total is 32.5. Again, he might do a reverse as well. You might see him trying to soften up that defense for the Patriots. So that's one of the other guys I like. We didn't mention this. JSN's receiving total is 93.5, pretty high. 6.5 receptions for him. I think that's a little too much. I'd go under that. I haven't bet that again. If I choose to bet it, I'll bet it on Sunday because it might float up a little bit. And I also might, I don't know if this is, James Hedgerton III or Esquire or something. I've got that 17-1 ticket on JSN to win the MVP. So if he has a monster game, great, and win some money. If he doesn't, maybe I can hedge that he's not going to have as good of a game.
Yeah, I'm so used to the Patriot way being that you're going to have to find a different way to beat the Patriots than what you're used to, and I cannot see Mike Vrabel letting JSN take over this game whatsoever. I just feel like it's going to have to be somebody else. It could be Jake Bobo. I don't care. It's got to be somebody else other than JSN. I think all the resources are going to be expended making sure that he does not wreck the game. So I'm big time fading JSN in this game. Great player. I cannot see.
I can't see him either. I think you're right. They're going to double team him, make him go to
They're going to quadruple team him.
Barner or whatever. I mean, so yeah, I agree with you. So speaking of Bobo, since you brought this up, TD props, he scored last time. He's 50-1 on first touchdown, 12-1 overall. Obviously, the top of the board, you've got Walker, who's like plus 410 for the first and minus 186 anytime. And down the way, I've already bet Kayshon Booty. plus 17 to 1 and 3 plus 310 anytime. Is there anybody you like either for first time or anytime touchdowns?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, my little Cooper Kupp. I do like. I just think he's going to be a little overshadowed. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's going to be so much attention on JSN, on Kenneth Walker, that he's still got enough. He's still got enough in the tank to be a good player, to make an impact. We saw that in the NFC Championship game. Yep. And I do think that him and Sam Darnold have good rapport. So that's probably where I would lean. For
13 to 1 for first touchdown and plus 250 any touchdown, which is good.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I like that for the Seahawks. And then like I said, I think for the Patriots, I think it's gotta be Hunter Henry. I think that's just what my loins are telling me, that it's gotta be Hunter Henry or no one else. Though Stephon Diggs has been clutch for them. And I mean he's gonna have a very busy offseason, so God knows what's gonna happen to him come next season. So
he's gotta make incentives, baby.
Yeah, well, he's got to make money. He's got to make a legacy. He's got to make an impact, because he might be suspended with everything going on in the offseason with him off field, him being a clown and a jackass and everything. But he's been playing well for the Patriots this season. I feel like he's kind of been their quote unquote example on the field for that receiving group. I know a lot of like Mike Vrabel and others have talked about how he's kind of embraced that role. So I feel like he's been, and also there's that famous picture of him at Buffalo where he stood on the field and watched for like the Chiefs celebration. So I think he's been kind of waiting for this moment to get there.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. By the way, I was going to ask, did you talk to Papa Wegs? Because Papa Wegs is big on Cooper Kupp. We'll get to that.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Oh my God. My dad doesn't bet at all. He's in Colorado, and typical my dad. He's like, James, my son. And he's like, $20 on Cooper Kupp to win the MVP. So we've got $20 on from Papa Ways is $20 on 100 to 1 Cooper Kupp to win the MVP.
Oh my God, 100 to 1.
That wins some cheddar. He says we'll split it if I'll hold him to that. He's like, otherwise I'll give you the money in June. I'm like, okay, Dad. He's like Art. He only sends checks or stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Or checks. $20.
Venmo doesn't exist to Papa Wags. That's right. He doesn't have internet.
There's no Venmo. There's no Zemo. There's no anything.
Yeah. There's no Wi-Fi.
So outside MVP talk now. Darnold's the favorite. You can get him I got him at plus 125 at Rivers as my hedge to JSN 17 to 1. JSN now is 550. May is plus 240. So that's the head for the Patriots. Walker maybe plus 800. We don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Stevenson is 28 to 1. Shaheed 30 to 1. So maybe the 101's not a bad bet unless there's a defensive player you can think about.
I was going to say I would almost throw out DeMarcus Lawrence. That's where my brain is leaning, is as a defensive player. I think one of my favorite props that I would think I'm going to throw a little cheddar on is an anytime Seattle defensive touchdown. Okay. I think, like I said, with the pressure that Drake May is going to see, and just the shakiness of this offensive line, because that's kind of been the weak link for the Patriots. Yeah. I mean, they're not horrible, but they're not that great either. Like if there's one weakness of Will
Campbell, it's like he's doing that right round when you go down and you go down.
Nice,
exactly. Like a turnstile, baby.
I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to look up to see if I can find DeMarcus Lawrence on MVP props here.
That'd be tough. He's probably down there. He's probably 150, 100 to 1 at least. I mean, Leonard Williams might be on there too. But yeah, I mean, I hear you. I think that's not a bad call on the MVP, but also if you like that, you could also kind of work in the sacks prop or something with him, because I think it's only like half a sack you can get his initial bet in, and it might be like multiple sacks if it depends on which site you're on.
Yeah, I'm looking at DraftKings right now. I cannot find a Super Bowl MVP future anywhere.
Yeah, Rivers changed it where they've got all these tabs. You got to go to the right, and MVP is separate. It used to be much easier to find within the bet thing. But there's so many props on the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's insane. It's almost ignorant what this is. It's crazy.
While you find that, I'll talk about some long shot props that are available for pretty much every Super Bowl. The total sacks in the game at 5.5 is there. It's minus 105 for the yes, minus 125 for the no. I haven't bet that, but just kind of interesting, especially, both defenses have gotten after it in general. The old scoregami, the scoregami, that's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
unique score. That's 20-1. I haven't bet on that one.
Okay.
It's only,
What about the octopus? You going
I
with
did
the
bet on the octopus, baby. 12-1.
Nice.
The octopus is basically somebody scores a touchdown, and then they also get the 2-point conversion. They have to be the runner or the receiver of that. I did bet that. I did bet 2-point conversion attempt at plus 138 and successful at plus 305.
Wow.
So
okay.
It just has to be one of obviously it has to be an attempt for one and then a separate success. It doesn't have to be the same one. If I get this, so I'm on the octopus, and so I want that both. I want to get the 12-1 and 1 plus 138 plus 305. If that happens, I'm gonna be jumping up and down. I also bet the quarterback reception. That's 10-1. Actually, I got 20-1 on it. It's down to 10-1 at Rivers. So
nice. Okay.
I got it early. So all I want to see is just a little halfback pass. Get to that quarterback. Boom, little Philly special.
I'm surprised you didn't take the more than two like the 2 pass attempts from a quarterback or what. I think it's like 2.5 passers or something like that.
The way it's listed this year at Rivers, and again, you got to check every book is different. They said somebody to throw, run, and catch the ball. So we have to do all 3. That doesn't mean that they won't do it, but it's a little different than that one that we've seen in the past. Yeah, it was plus. It was like 2.5, right? 2.5 passers.
DeMarcus Lawrence is 90-1, by the way, plus 9,000. He's tied with Drew Lock. Drew Lock has the same odds to win MVP as DeMarcus Lawrence. Devon Witherspoon could be another sneaky one. He is plus 10,000. Christian Gonzalez is plus 10,000.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of good value. Hunter Henry is plus 13,000, so 130-1. That could be.
I mean, a tight end it's really tough to have them win, but maybe.
Yeah, tell it to Travis Kelce. Though I guess he has never won a Super Bowl MVP, but
I mean, it's worth a little pizza money, a little couple bucks, a little cheddar cheese,
bucks.
And then a couple of other fun ones that I didn't bet on. The big man touchdown means offensive lineman touchdown. I guess it could be defensive lineman too.
Right.
That's 20-1 as well. And then we already mentioned the scoregami. So yeah, fun stuff. Let's talk about the silly ones. I know these are your favorite. We've got the fun props that, usually they're not at all booked. So you've got to kind of just do it with friends. National anthem over under 2 minutes. What do you think, Coop?
Who's doing the national anthem? Do we know?
Charlie Puth.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. He does he did that song with Wiz Khalifa. Remember when Paul Walker died, I think, right? That's Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd probably take over. I mean, that's usually a safe bet. Everybody just wants to hold that last note, that's 5 seconds at least right there. Like come on, keep going. Yeah. So I would definitely take the over on the 2 minutes. Yeah.
Coin toss minus 105, heads or tails?
Tails for sure. I mean, come on.
Tails never fails. You know that.
Right.
Except when we bet it. And then these are some fun ones you could do at your party that I like to do. Maybe I'll do it at the party I'm doing it. First commercial, this is just with friends, animal or baby? Like what shows first, an animal or a child or a baby? And then the other one is a car or a beer commercial. Which comes first? It's usually the car.
They should throw the insurance in there. I think that'd be because was it State Farm has been kind of teasing one or something like that. One of the insurance companies have been teasing it.
That's right. Then we'll get to the Bad Bunny songs. We don't have to go over every one, but it's kind of a mystery because nobody. Oh, I don't know Bad Bunny. I don't know his songs, but he's got a bunch of them. I mean, yes, I love his Titi Me Preguntó. That's probably my favorite song of his group because it's about him talking about his girlfriends. But I don't think that's going to be his first out of the gate, man. I don't. I think it's going to be Nueva York. It's going to be a New York song, or it could be like this. I can't believe it didn't make. When I looked at the odds for it, because the Nueva York is like plus 650.
Yeah,
Dakiti is. I think that's a great song. It's a song everybody knows. Like do do do. Like they know that song. It's going to get people going, but it might be Mudanza, which it's got some like Latin horns going, or I don't know. So I don't know if you have a thought on this, but
no, not at all. Unfortunately, I've not dove into the Bad Bunny first song props.
You also can with your friends or something. You can bet on how many like celebrities will come on. Will Cardi B or some other people to be up there with him. So, and then we already know you already put it out at least in the chat for whatever the other place, and Gatorade color. The favorites are blue and orange. Yellow green's a close there, but you're way down in clear plus 11 to 1.
Yeah.
What's the thought process?
Well, I feel like you have two chances. It could be just water.
I
feel like most of the time you have more water. Like they probably have like 3 or 4 different buckets that are filled up, and I would say at least 2 of them, if not 3 of them, are filled with water. So I'm just playing the odds here. I think the Patriots too. The last 2 times they've won the Super Bowl have had clear Gatorade or water. So I'm leaning into the Patriots. I'm just going to lean into maybe the Patriots winning, and I'm going to go with that number. And I think that's why it's down there so far, is because no one's anticipating the Patriots winning. Yeah. So
it's a nice hedge. It's a nice, hey, it's like, I'm not going to bet on the money line, but I can get 11 to 1 on the
one. Yes. 100%. 100%.
Now, do you think it could also be, have you ever had that? What is that? The frosted cherry.
It's like frost.
flavor?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, either way, I don't care. As long as it's clear.
In there, like the white clear, sure.
Yeah. As long as it's clear,
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I think Seattle's going to win. It's going to be a green or yellow color, kind of like that secondary color they got.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, it just depends on who you think is going to win. That's what it really boils down to.
Whereas like the Chiefs, they always had purple or something. They had purple every year. That's only 7 to 1 now, and red or pink is like 9 plus 950.
Right. And then the other stat that we're failing to mention. So in this century, every time the Super Bowl has been played in between the 2 teams, one team traveling east, one traveling west, the team that has traveled west has won. So this is good news for the Patriots. You had 2002, the Rams and Patriots won. 2003 was in San Diego. It was the Raiders and Buccaneers. The Buccaneers won. 2006 was hosted in Detroit. You had Seattle and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh won. 2009, the Super Bowl venue was Tampa. You had the Cardinals and Steelers again. Steelers won. New Orleans was 2013. Obviously, Ravens and Niners. Ravens won that. 2015, you had Seahawks and Patriots. That was the Malcolm Butler Super Bowl. 2019 was hosted in Atlanta. You had Rams and Patriots. Patriots won that one. 2024 was in Vegas. You had Chiefs and Niners. Chiefs won that one. And then 2025 was in New Orleans. You had Chiefs and Eagles. Eagles had won that one. So the team traveling west.
I'm going to give you another one. Grabo threw this out on a text chain. He said that basically when the number 1 seed plays like a lower seed, that the lower seed has won like 14 of its last 16 times or something.
Wow, really?
It
okay.
Also favors the Patriots. So again, don't lay the points.
I didn't see. I was just going to blow them out. That's what this is really shaping up. That the public is going to be right, and we're the ones going to be looking like a doofus. Also, a non-starting quarterback no starting quarterback with less than 5 letters in their last name has won a Super Bowl, which Drake May, M-A-Y-E, 4 letters. So starting quarterback has not won. So starting quarterbacks whose first and last name end in the same letter are 0-6 in Super Bowls since the AFC was formed in 1970. And then starting quarterbacks with initials DM are 0-2 in Super Bowls. That includes Dan Marino and Donovan McNabb.
Wow.
So keep that in mind as you start hedging.
That's against Drake May.
Yeah, so it depends on which way you want to look at it. Yeah, so no starting quarterback with a last name less than 5 letters long has won a Super Bowl.
That's fascinating. Yeah, Favre is 5 letters.
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about that.
That's important. Yeah. Important.
Exactly. This is hard-hitting stuff that we bring on this podcast.
This is the stuff they don't put on most podcasts.
Exactly.
All right, so wrapping up the Super Bowl, you still think take points. You think you didn't really give a total thing, but you like.
I'll take the under. You can go Patriots money line if you're feeling real frisky. I still think the 11 to 1 on the Gatorade is the best way to hedge against the Patriots money line. So
I love it.
That's just me.
That's good advice. Yeah, and I like some of the others. I like JSN and Kenneth Walker under. To your point, they're going to take away their best things. And if you like Cooper Kupp or if you like Shaheed, I'm a Shaheed guy. You got to pick one of those guys. Pick up the slack, and you like Hunter Henry to go off. I mean, to me, my guy is Trevion Henderson. I am going to find a way. Actually, I think I forgot to mention one thing. I said, if he gets the most yards from scrimmage, it's 50-1. I am going to put at least a couple of bucks on that because I love that kid. I think he's a really good player. He breaks 2 long runs. He could have the most yards from scrimmage, and there you go. So,
yeah.
All right, let's do quickly college hoops to close out the show. Ken Palm, a little bit of movement. It's funny because like every day I checked, it was either Michigan or Arizona at the top. Michigan scored 110 points tonight, by the way.
Yeah, they did. I was literally just looking at that. Yeah, just put a hurting on Penn State.
They did. And then Duke's 3. Iowa State's up a couple of spots. Illinois is at 5, which is great. Houston's up 1 at 6. Florida, they're jumping up. They're up at 7 now. UConn jumped up as well, up to 8. And then you've got Purdue. Michigan State is down 5 spots. And I don't know, maybe I didn't check that. They're still in the top 10, but they lost another game this week. And Kansas is on a roll. They won some big wins, and they're up to 11. So watch out for them. I've got 5 games to go over this week, Coop.
Yep.
Tomorrow, Big East. You're going to be traveling. I'm going to be sitting here with my popcorn. UConn at St. John's, number 2 against number 25. Patino. UConn destroyed young Patino the other day, and now he's going to take his shot at the Johnnies. UConn's a 1.5-point favorite, assuming it's in Madison Square Garden. 144.5 points is the total. This is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central on Fox. Can the Johnnies come through in this one, or do you think UConn just keeps rolling?
Oh, man, it's tough to say. I mean, the Johnnies are hot. They're riding a 8-game win streak, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8-game win streak. They beat DePaul the other night. I think they really flexed their defensive muscle when they played DePaul. I think I would take the under in this game. I think this is going to be an incredibly low-scoring game. I mean, you're looking at UConn, they're 5th in power on Ken Palm in defensive rating. Yep. And then you look at St. John's, they're 18th. So you're looking at 2 top 20 teams as far as defense is concerned. So I feel much better about taking the 144, the under. I think UConn, finds a way to pull this out. I think it's a very close game. This is like a 2 or a 3-point game, but I would lean more toward the under. That's what my loins are telling me.
I really thought this spread was going to be like 3, and I was going to take the Johnnies. 1.5 is like, it's a bucket. I mean, this is a money line. If you like the Johnnies, just take the money line. You know me, Captain In-Game, I'm hoping somebody falls down one way or another and I get a better number either way. But I think it's just one of these hallmark games. I got to see if St. John's is for real. There's only 3 good teams in the Big East this year. Creighton's just totally fallen off the map. Seton Hall's on the cusp. They're the 4th best team. It's Nova and these 2 teams. So these 2 teams are going to face each other a couple of times at the Big East tournament as well. So I'm hoping, because Danny Hurley's so smug, but Patino, he's got a history. But it's going to be a great game. I'd like to see St. John's win.
And if you look at UConn when they do step up in class, when they played Kansas earlier this year, Kansas is 9th, I think, overall, and 8th in Ken Palm overall defense. They struggled to score points. They scored 61 that game. They struggled against Florida. They scored 77. You can call that kind of struggling, I guess. They've scored 72 against DePaul. They scored 69 against Seton Hall, which Seton Hall, I think, is up there as far as defensive rankings. Yeah, they're 12th. So when they do step up in class on the defensive teams, they do seem to struggle when it comes to scoring a little bit. So I think that's it's got the makings for an upset. Let's put it that way. You can paint the picture, but I would still take the under.
Yeah. All right. Big games on Saturday. You've got Duke, North Carolina. This is obviously a hallmark game. It's in Chapel Hill this time. I'm listing it as Duke as an 8-point favorite. That's probably not going to be that high. This is an estimate based on Ken Palm. A lot of times the odds makers are really lazy. On these big games, they probably get a little tighter. So the number is probably going to be a little bit better for Duke. I've got a really high total, 167.5 estimated. This is at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday on ESPN. I think Duke's going to crush them, but I'm not a big Duke guy. I'd love to see North Carolina win. They've got Caleb Williams. I think it's Caleb Johnson. Oh, damn it.
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson. He's a really good ball player, but I'm just seeing if they can stop the big man for Duke and see what happens with Chapel Hill. But I think Duke's a better basketball team by quite a bit. So I'd probably lay it if it gets lower than the 8. If it's 5 or 6, I'd probably lay it with the Dukies.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think everything leans toward Duke here. The defensive rating is for North Carolina. They are not that great defensively. They're not even in the top 50. They're 56th. So I think to beat this Duke team, I mean, Duke is top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense. I think they're third in defense and 5th in offense. So I don't think North Carolina is going to be able to play enough defense to be able to slow down this Duke team. Maybe this is one of your in-game wagers. Like even if maybe North Carolina comes out hot and puts the ball in the basket a bit, you jump on Duke right away because I definitely think that's where the runaway train is laying. And in these rivalry games, that they want to pour it on. There's going to be no love lost when it comes to these two teams. So yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I would take the Dukies here.
Yeah. Also on Saturday, we've got our Illinois team against Michigan State. Michigan State is coming in struggling. Illinois is playing great. I'm showing Illinois would probably be favored in this game, which doesn't make a lot of sense because Sparty's at home, but the metrics tell us that. This is at 7 p.m. on Saturday on Fox. Boy, is Tom Izzo going to lose 3 straight games? I don't think so. But last time I went against Illinois, I lost at Nebraska. So I'm probably going to – man, God. Pick something, Jimmy Wegs. Come on, Illinois. Let's go. ILLINI. Let's go. They're going to win this game and cover the 2 points.
Yeah. The reason I lean Illinois here is I just don't know if Michigan State can score enough to keep up with Illinois. I think that's going to be the difference. If Michigan State can make this into a rock fight, I think that's where the potential lies, if you will. I think that's where they can win this game. But I don't know if they can put the clamps on Illinois. Illinois, like you said, has been playing well. They're on a heater right now. What is that? Like a 13 game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not a 12 game win streak right now. The last loss they had was to Nebraska. And I like Illinois here. I think they're going to score. I think you're going to see Keaton Wagler do his thing. He's averaging 18 points a game. Illinois is literally the best offensive team in the country when it comes to KenPom ratings. So I think they're going to score.
They're pretty big. So I think they can run with Michigan State. It's just, to your point, like I watched last week when they played Michigan, they uglied up the game and they played great D in the second half, and it was very physical. But in the end, they kind of lost juice and they couldn't score in crunch time. And I think Illinois can score in crunch time. So if
you make it a half-court game, I think Michigan State will struggle. I think they need to play. They need to play with good tempo. They got to get up and down the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Big 12 game number 1. This is on Saturday. This is Houston and BYU. This is at BYU. I'm showing Houston as a 4-point favorite, estimated 165.5 point total, which is kind of high for a Houston game, but BYU could score. This is at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN on Saturday night. BYU has lost a couple in a row. They got beat at Oklahoma State. It was kind of a shocker. They were like a 15, 20-point favorite in that game and blew it. Houston's been on a roll. I like Houston to bloody the nose of BYU here. I really like this team, and they've got enough scoring. Of course, they've got DeMonsa, who's a great player, but I think that, the young guy for Houston's pretty good too. So I like Houston. I'm captain favorite this week. I will stick with the favorite for this one.
I actually like the over in this game. I think Houston will find a way to score a lot of points. BYU is they're 42nd right now in defensive rating for KenPom. And they will put the ball in the basket. I just think they're young, and I just think they're going to have BYU is that when you have these young teams, I think they ride waves. And they're definitely obviously riding that down wave right now. So maybe it is a good time to get in on BYU and maybe take them. But I would feel much better about taking the over in this game. I think that's where your consistency lies. But I think I would go contrarian here. I think I'm going to talk myself into taking BYU. I think they'll find a way. They are at home, which I think is helpful for those young teams. They've played 2 road games back-to-back at Kansas and, like you said, at Oklahoma State. So it gets, like I said, those young – when you're talking like a young team, it's hard to get them to focus, I think. And I think after that letdown at Kansas, they just kind of had that mental lapse against Oklahoma State. I think they get back on track.
Had a tough week. You play Arizona early in the week. You go to Kansas. Then you go to Oklahoma State. That third game out of that stretch, now you come home to Houston. I mean, that's –
And they played Texas Tech before they went Texas Tech, Utah, Arizona, Kansas. Like that's a tough string. That's 3 top 15 teams in 4 games that you had to play. So
it's tough. That's the Big 12.
That is the
You
Big
gotta
12.
strap up your chin strap. You got to play football. On Monday, I highlighted this game, another Big 12 game. Arizona, top team in the nation, against Kansas, who's hot, as we mentioned. I think Arizona is going to be a short favorite. It won't be 3.5 like I've shown. I think it's going to be like 1.5 like we saw at St. John's, but I still think they'll be favored. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. 120, 170 points is my estimate. These are top
really?
teams. This is Monday, big Monday at 8 p.m. on ESPN. I want to see if Arizona's for real. I don't believe in them yet. It's a Tommy Lloyd team. They're really good. They've got depth. They've got size. They've got guards. Kansas is playing at a really good level. I'm going to take Kansas plus the points if they're dogs here.
I was gonna say, I almost think you got to watch out for Arizona. They do play Oklahoma State. Was that Sunday? No, Saturday. Yeah, the 7th.
We'll look ahead.
That could be. Yeah, that definitely could be a little look ahead spot. Maybe sprinkle a little cheddar on the Cowboys on Saturday.
Can they get 2 in a row? Can they get 2 big wins in a row?
I don't know if they'll win, but I think they'll definitely cover. I think that's a great look ahead spot. If Arizona has to lose eventually, right?
I think so.
I think going to Allen Fieldhouse could be tough. Like you said, Kansas has been playing well.
They're probably not going to go undefeated in the Big 12, so this could be the one to start.
Yeah, and then Kansas, which is a little bit different for Kansas, but the strength of this team is playing defense. Like they're built on the backbone of their defense. So I think I would lean Kansas in this game. I think I would take the under. You're leaning toward the over in the 170. I think the under is the play here.
Just using their averages.
Yeah.
It'll be a tougher game than that.
I think if it is that high, you take the under. I think I'm looking more like the 150s, 160s.
Yeah, Kansas probably wants us to play a little slower. Especially
100%.
Peterson's not at 100%. Darren Peterson, they've got other guys that can pick up the slack here and there, but Arizona's for real. I mean, if they win this game, I will start believing they can win the national championship, because that is a big game at Allen Fieldhouse on a Monday. It's not like on a Saturday night. It's Monday. Gotta go to work, get over there, road trip. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, they won't be lubricated. The fans won't be. Maybe the student section will be, but not the rest of the fans.
They go crazy. Well, that's all we got for college basketball this week. We had a full Super Bowl preview there. This weekend, tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but Saturday is a big day. Going to get a little more skating in. There's
nice
a party at Lucky Strike, supposedly sluggers afterwards. I'm still not drinking that night, supposedly.
Okay.
I'm still drinking on Saturday or Sunday at the Super Bowl. I am solidifying those plans. Hopefully go to my buddy Brandon's for the party. Looks like a couple guys will join me. Waffling Phil is not decided, but Paul Gabe's supposed to go. And
Waffling Phil. I like
that.
that.
Way to go, because she wants to watch like in a closet with a TV and just her and the TV the whole time, because obviously it's her Seahawks.
Okay. Because that's going to dictate whether they win or lose. Absolutely.
She sent me this funny clip from Instagram. It was like, this guy's like, when my team's playing, I either want to be by myself or with like 2 to 3 like-minded people. Nobody else. Like, don't be cheering for the other team. Don't say you just want a good game. I want my team to dominate. I'm like, okay, it's possible. She's talking about going to Brownstone is a Seahawks bar apparently in North Center.
That would be. What if they lose?
I told her I want a seat. I'm old. I'm not going to stand for 4 hours or 5 hours watching your Seattle Seahawks play. I'll go to a party and sit on my booty.
Yeah, God forbid they go to overtime. That would be a nightmare. Man, yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point. And I mean, like you said, you got to have a front row seat to the Bad Bunny concert that's going to happen.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny.
So what are you doing for the game? You just going to cook up some chili and chill out there at the crib?
Steph is having a little thing in her house. Nice. We're still up in the air on that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what we're doing. I know Friday night I'm heading out or tomorrow night I'm going out to Rockford. They're doing Michael Lawton is doing a jersey retirement for Rockford. He was a goalie there for a long time.
Okay.
And then Saturday we're doing the radio show like we normally do. We actually did an interview today with the former owner of the Schaumburg Boomers. I don't know if you saw that they sold.
Oh, they did?
The Boomers sold to Rev Entertainment, which is a subsidy of the Texas Rangers, basically.
Okay.
So they now own 2 teams in this area. They own the Kane County Cougars and the Schaumburg Boomers, they have like 3 or 4 more teams that they own too, like baseball and football. And I think they own a hockey team as well. So we'll see what that means. But I thought that was pretty cool getting to chat with him about that and just kind of getting perspective and seeing how it all went down. So that'll come out Saturday morning if anybody listening to this is in the area, wants to check that out.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, we're living the dream, you know?
Yeah.
We're waiting on clear Gatorade. That's what we're waiting on.
Waiting on clear. I'll be on primetime college hoops tomorrow afternoon too. You know, I'm just Mr. Podcast now.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be driving that. I'm learning how to do what you do in the StreamYard. I got to drive. I've got to drive tomorrow. So.
Oh, you're driving the bus. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, you should be. You should be host. You're our college hoops expert.
Sure. Well, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Don't forget about that TikTok ever.
I'll do it. Ever.
Follow me at Wegs on X on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Happy Super Bowl. Live it up. It's the last football game we're going to have until all the international games next year. I don't know if you've seen that come out. We'll discuss that. I was gonna say we'll discuss that. I'm sure at some point before our season is over of podcasting. But yeah, enjoy the football while it lasts, and we'll see you next week.
That's right.
There it is. Love you guys.